Are starting to get a little disruptive again. Police are there.
Very concerning what's happening there. We see that one of the fences, that's the fence on the south lawn of the union buildings. One of those fences is starting to give way. We see the police marching forward, and I think if one of those fences goes down today, we might see an unprecedented event, and let's hope that does not happen.
And I mean, we don't want to go back to what happened at Parliament. You saw stun grenades being used to disperse the crowds, and that is the last thing that they need happening at the union buildings, especially with the president and the vice chancellors and all the student representatives currently in that meeting. I mean, I understand that the meeting has been going on since around 10:30, and I think what's starting to happen now is that the students are getting a little bit impatient because they want to know what's the decision, where do we go from here.
Is this one of our reporters giving us some live commentary right now?
Be disciplined. A part of this group of students started chanting discipline, 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 basically appealing to their comrades here to be calm and to listen to officials, because I think that they have the fear amongst themselves that this particular protest or gathering has the potential to be derailed and descend into chaos, which will then drag away from their demands and from their struggle. So you have some division among students. I have to say that looking further beyond this perimeter fence in front of me where the police are, students continue to pour in. And I don't know if you can hear this. I'm going to try turn the mic. You can hear chants of discipline, discipline. These are students sitting on top of the tree there, appealing to their comrades to basically calm down and allow this gathering to happen. Behind me in the union buildings, leaders of the Fees Must Fall movement have been in talks with the presidency, and they have delivered what their demands are. And speaking to some of the students here, many are saying that this is an issue of financial exclusion, and they had raised concerns that they are very concerned that certain parts of the Fees Must Fall movement would politicize it and try to hijack what has been an organic uprising of students for their own political gain. And I think this is what is starting to happen, particularly here by the perimeter fence at the most north.
You cannot be increasing fees when you don't have strategies to raise funds for those students that are need. Already we are owing for this year. So for next year, where are we going to get those funds? Already NSFAS is saying that funds are depleted for this year. Next year, are the funds going to be there? No, we don't have 10%. We want 0, 0, 0, 0, 0 increase. Fees must fall. 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 You must decrease your salary with 10% and see what is going to happen.
Education is not a privilege.
Education must be
Those are just some of the students at the union buildings chanting and saying that they want 0% fee increases. And something that one of the students brought up is the issue of NSFAS. and how funds have been depleted. And I think that's an ongoing discussion, because we can't talk about the fees must fall campaign without looking at NSFAS and ways of funding education in South Africa.
You know, it's not something that started last week. It's the problem with NSFAS is something that's come that's become a problem over recent years, really. Students at the start of every academic year have had issues with NSFAS, but we're looking at almost a student movement at war with itself.
That's exactly
at times,
what it is,
calls for discipline on the one hand, where you see very disciplined members of this student movement. They're coming in, they're asking for their comrades in this instance to behave themselves. Then we see the exact opposite on the other side, pictures of young men and women running at the fences. We saw the image of the fence there hanging at almost 45 degrees as they're pushing forward. I think today we can only beg for calm and hope that calm prevails at the end of the day, because emotions are starting to run a little bit high. If we look at the weather in the capital, it's very hot, and this can also be a contributing factor to tempers flaring up a little bit.
And also the impatience. You know, once again, they are waiting to hear the outcome. And I mean, it was interesting to hear some of the SRC members from WITS saying that they will not be attending this. So we also want to see which of the student representatives are actually at this meeting with the president. Did they go there to hear him out, or are they still standing by their decision to say that we are not here to speak, we are not here for dialogue, all we want is for you to tell us where to from here?
I think that sentiment will also be going into this meeting that the president has convened at the Union Buildings. I've been in there since about 10:30, just shortly before 11 this morning. The president will be speaking to all the student leaders and also then management, vice chancellors and the like of these institutions to come up with a solution today. I get a sense that there might be a moratorium on fees for next year. That might be an outcome after that, but we've got another crossing then.
Yes, our reporter Sipho Stirman is at the Union Buildings as well. Sipho, what's the latest on your side?
Well, good afternoon. Well, we just walked a 3-kilometer walk from Beggars Park in Pretoria Central to here at the Union Buildings with the scores and hundreds of students. And now they've gathered here at the lawns, and as our visuals have been showing throughout, the students are singing, others are marching up and down, others are taking a bit of a breather because, it's quite hot here in Pretoria, and the walk, was quite long because it was involved with singing and dancing all the way here. So as you can see, the Union Building is just the lawns here are a sea of young people from different racial backgrounds and colors. It's actually quite amazing to see, and all of them are talking about one thing, and that fees must fall, 0 fee increment for 2016. And it's just amazing that this is a special occasion because you have a group of young people that have just come. Some have come as far as Johannesburg, Soweto, and they say they couldn't be left out of this moment right now to take it to the power of the South Africans, to where the head of state is, to say we do not want any more fee increments.
Just give us a sense. A little bit earlier when I spoke to you, people were trickling into the park there where you are right now. Tell us about the mood amongst young people there. We see people running up against fences at the Union Building. Is there that element that is happening where you are?
Oh yes, definitely. Earlier on, actually, the mood has improved much more. Earlier on, they were still gathering. It was a small group compared to this one. This is 1,000 of people here. And if I can just ask my colleague here, Max, to pen so that you can see what are we talking about when you say we've got thousands of students here, and all of them, they are dancing and they're braving the heat. And really, it's a jovial mood because they can just they can see that it's a once in a lifetime moment where young students of our generations are coming together from all different class backgrounds to say no fees must fall, and the mood is just one of excitement.
Right now we're looking at scenes from the Union Buildings where there's dancing, there's chanting, there's also a relative push forward towards the security forces there. Where you are, it seems to be calm. Tell me, those students, are they also en route to the Union Buildings then?
No, where I am is actually at the union's building's lawns, and the students, I mean, they must be credited so far because really they have been behaving themselves. They have been playing and protesting within the rules that were provided by the City of Tshwane Metro Corps that have been guiding all of these protests and the march here at the union building. So I think a big compliment must be given to the students for playing along and just not losing focus. And the focus is that they need to raise awareness around the fees increment.
Sipho, let's look at the students that are coming from institutions outside of Pretoria. We understand that they were on buses on the way there. Have they arrived?
Oh, actually, we have seen quite a number of buses coming through, students coming from Limpopo, students coming from other provinces around the country. So we've, when earlier on, when we were at Beggars Park, I saw around about 8 buses, but of course more kept on trickling in. I can tell you this number of students, this is not just Pretoria students, this is students representing South Africa.
Sipho, when can we expect to get a statement from this meeting that's been happening since 10:30?
Well, we are told that the statement, we are going to be receiving it later this afternoon. Obviously, I mean, the matter of student fees is a very sensitive one because the students are not backing down from 0%. So there must be a lot of talk and compromise going on there. So those talks are going to go on for some time because the students have made it clear that they will not accept anything except for 0% increase. So for the president and all the stakeholders to come to that agreement or that conclusion of 0% as students expect, it will probably take some time to reach that. So we expect that will be addressed later in the afternoon. But of course, the stage is set. The government officials are there. So we should be getting an address quite soon from the president and other government officials. As you can see, I think the camera is pointing there. There's a stage set there. So they will be indeed come back and give student feedbacks. But of course, students have made it clear that they will not accept anything except for a 0 fee increment.
Sipho, just tell us quickly about logistics. Some of the scenes look quite chaotic. There's lots of people at the southern lawns there. Tell us about facilities to deal with these kinds of big groups of people. Are there places where they can drink water, for instance, sanitation and the like, or is all of that under pressure right now?
It seems like we've lost Sipho there, but our reporter, Crisalda Lewis,